There you go.
Okay, so I'm Jessica, and this is my Algebra 2 Honors POL project. And to start off, I'm doing number theory, and that's what I've been doing.
Okay.
And so some problems I encountered this semester are that I've had to miss several class periods for my high school swimming. And this has caused me to have some confusion on some assignments. And it's because I've had to miss the discussions that we've had in class on how you present how we do our work. And by missing this, I kind of have to learn how to do some things on my own. But I fixed this by having my mom she's taught me she's run through some of my assignments with me, and she's pretty good at explaining how to do stuff. And we also have some math encyclopedias at my house that have some really good explanations and examples of how to do problems from our algebra course. And that's really helped me this semester from missing class periods, as well as during my free blocks, I would have some of my classmates explain how we do our assignments, and maybe show me how to do a few problems. And that pretty much solved my major problem this semester. And then the next thing, for my honors project, I really had to adapt to learning by myself. I had to adapt to reading and taking notes, and I had to have initiative to actually start my project and work on it and do everything I needed to do to be ready for my final and this. And I mainly had to learn about the congruence theorem, modular arithmetic, and Fermat's theorem within number theory this semester. And we did this throughout the whole semester. But learning by yourself presents several problems, because when you are learning by yourself, you don't always have a teacher to ask questions when you're confused or when you need help. But it's really changed the way I've looked at things learning by myself instead of in a classroom environment. And some communication, my skills as a communicator this semester have improved greatly within math context, being able to communicate with my classmates and with my teacher. Because we had a lot of confusion with this POL this last couple weeks, and me and Eleanor Thorpe have worked through this, and in our regular class environment, we sometimes get together and do our assignments together during our free blocks, and our communication is improved that way as well. And that's on that one. The assignment that was probably the hardest for me this semester was the one on mainly counting techniques and probability. I've kind of always struggled with probability since I was little, but permutations and combinations just doesn't, within like the counting techniques, doesn't necessarily make sense in my head. Like I'll read I would read the book and the definitions of how to do the problems, and I would listen to your lectures, and I would think how to do it, and then I'd read the problem and I wouldn't be able to do it. And so I had to go through a lot of different examples before I understood how to do it. And even when we got to tests, I would have to constantly relearn this concept because I easily forget it. And so my curiosities came into play arithmetic for my honors project, and something that helped me that I got really curious about was clock arithmetic, which kind of goes along with modular arithmetic, and the fact that when you add hours, it doesn't, like if you add it's 7 o'clock and you add 7 hours, it's not like 14 hours in a clock-based system. It goes over 12, so you have a remainder of time, and so you have a difference, and so it kind of plays out with modular arithmetic, and that's really helped me a lot this semester. And I found a web page that got me into this semester, and it's really helped me a lot in having understanding modular arithmetic, and I was able to use my imagination and kind of imagine modulars instead of looking at time, kind of, so it's changed my perspective on how to look at things. And the topic that's really particularly interested me this semester was number theory, and that's why I chose it. But why I chose number theory to do my honors project on this semester is because it eventually leads to cryptography. And how it kind of leads into this is the modular arithmetic with being able to add and subtract and multiply mods. It leads kind of into changing things into zeros and ones eventually, and it kind of leads into encrypting material, into like taking something that you can read and making it so you can't read it without a formula. And I particularly chose this one because I like to have a challenge, and this one seemed like it would be one of the harder topics for us to understand, and it was, as I got into it, it was a lot more complicated, but it was a lot more interesting than I thought it'd be. Okay, so this semester has really enhanced my education at Wasatch because it has given me the ability to have problem management skills, which have, instead of going straight to my teacher when I have a problem, I can go through and answer the problem by myself, and it makes me more independent, and so it'll make things later in college life easier for me, so I don't have to rely on my roommates or my college professor when sometimes they always can't be there. And it has also given me a better knowledge of being a communicator and with my classmates. If they have a problem, they can communicate it to me, or if we have problems, we can work it out together if we really need to. And it's made me learn how to keep a better time management because when we need to have assignments done and when it comes down to a deadline, you need to plan things out and make sure you understand them within a certain time limit. That's about it.
Okay. You have any questions?
Sure.
All right.
So, in history we ask the question, so what? The wonderful math, I'm sure you know it and you could produce it for a test from Gablehouse, but why do I care about this stuff?
Because, this stuff leads into cryptography, which is what, takes your bank accounts and stuff and, hides your bank account numbers and, all sorts of stuff. And it encrypts, your credit card numbers and all your bank accounts so no one can get into it, and it leads into, it also, like, it deals with remainders, modular arithmetic, and so it's a different way of looking at prime numbers per se.
I'm gonna nitpick on you just a little bit here. How many times does 12 go into 34?
12 going to 34. 2 times
With a remainder of
32. Wait, what did you say?
24. So 34. 12 goes into 34 how many times?
2 with the remainder of 8.
The remainder of 8.
I think.
So you had, yeah, that's right. So you had a slide on there.
Hopefully say I didn't do that wrong.
Yeah, you did. You're off by a little bit. So
Oh, gosh.
34 is 2 short of 36, which is a multiple of 12. So it should be minus 2, not
Oh, well.
plus. But that's being nitpicky. So, good enough.
It was a good presentation.
It was good, Jessica.
Thank you very much, Jessica.
Thank you very much.